Hello everyone. This will be my first YouTube book review. So I hope you guys like it. I chose to do a video review instead of a review on my blog, mellylovesbooks.wordpress.com, which I will leave the link below in case you do want to check out my written reviews, which I just started the blog, so there's not really much on there yet, but I'm working on it. Anyway, so this is my first video on a book review, and the reason why I chose to do a video book review on the book that I'm about to introduce is because there really isn't, for me, there wasn't a way for me to write it without truly being able to explain it for you to understand, at least in my mind. And I'm glad I actually chose this book as the first book to do a video review on, because I initially was not going to get this book. I was in Target, I saw it, I read the little description on the back, and didn't think much about it. I was like, no, I don't need to buy any more books. I'm currently in the middle of reading the last Lunar Chronicles books, Crest, and I kind of felt like it was taking a long time for me to get through the book, not because I didn't like it, but because I think I read the first two so fast that I needed a break from it. So even though I had like 1,000,001 books that I could have chose from, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to buy anything else. I'll just read something quick and easy to kind of get me back in the spirit of finishing Crest. But after I left Target, I kept thinking about this book. I was like, okay, I've never really had that experience where I've seen a book, not bought it because, I was like, oh, I don't really need another book, or, it was okay, I didn't really think much about it by its description, but like they say, never judge a book by its cover. But I couldn't stop thinking about this book. I was like, I don't know, something about this book is calling to me. So anyway, without me yapping on, the book is called You by Kepnes. Basically, the little blurb in the back states that aspiring writer strides into the East Village bookstore where Joe Goldberg works, and what he does, what anyone would do, which I'm not sure I would do it, but is he Googles the name on a credit card. So basically, he meets this girl in his bookstore that he works / manages, runs, whatever you want to call it, and he becomes interested in her. But it wasn't just, it was like, okay, I want to know who she is, what she's about, how can I get to know her. That's kind of how it started off, at least for me. He wanted to know how he can figure out who she was. He kind of, I guess, in a way, at first piqued his curiosity. And then it gets a little bit weird because he does these things that for him were normal to get to know her, but for anybody else it was like, okay, he's a stalker, he's a little bit crazy. He went through these great lengths to be around her, be near her, but again, in his mind, it wasn't anything abnormal. He just wanted to know her, get to know her. But standing at somebody's house watching them through a window is a little bit weird. Actually, it's a lot weird. Anyway, so he kind of like stalks her. He follows her one night to a reading she goes to at a bar, and she's a little bit drunk on the subway, and it kind of saves her life. She falls onto the tracks without giving you a spoiler, and in the cab she leaves her phone, and instead of returning it, he keeps it, and he stalks her email, and he reads her Facebook tweets, and he watches her. All the while, he places himself in situations where they can meet and encounter, and he kind of becomes a friend in a way, because she does take a liking to him, but she's kind of stuck on this guy. Anyway, so yeah, he does some really crazy things. I don't want to ruin it if you haven't read it, but it really was like, at first I started reading it and I'm like, oh, okay, I feel sorry for this guy, you know, he likes this girl, he doesn't know the girl, he doesn't really know the girl, you know, but I'm seeing this girl and she's totally something that what you see is not what you get. Or what you get is not really what she is. She kind of puts on a fake front of who she really is. And he doesn't see all that. He doesn't see her flaws. He doesn't see her lies. He sees everybody else lying to her and taking advantage and everything, but he doesn't see what she's causing. But she knows she's kind of damaged property, and she's a flirt, and she's I don't even know how you would say, she goes from guy to guy to guy. She's very free sexually. But he doesn't see all that. He sees somebody who needs to be taken care of and to be fixed. Anyway, long story short, by the end of it, he kind of does start to see that she's a little twisted, and things happen in a way that you still feel sorry for him, because you know that, oh my God, you know, he's crazy, he's twisted, he's demented, he's a stalker, he's psycho, he's done things that, you know, are way beyond what is normal. But you still feel bad for him, because all he wanted to do was love the girl. So it's basically the story of guy meets girl, guy falls in love with girl plays games, breaks his heart. He's heartbroken towards the end, where he realizes what's what, and some stuff happens that are not intentional on his part. It kind of just happens, and then he has to move on. I'm not going to tell you what happens. I'm not going to tell you how it happens. I'm just going to tell you that even towards the end of the book, I still felt sorry for Joe. I know that there's actually a second book to this, but there's going to be a second book to this. I'm not sure. I think it's called Body Count, or I'm going to actually have to look that up. But I know that there's going to be a second book. And I actually do want to read it to see what happens to Joe. How his story continues. So, if you're looking for a suspenseful, thrilling, edge of your seat love story that, you know, makes you kind of think a little bit about the people you meet on an everyday basis, then this definitely would be the book for you. So, You by Kepnes. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. Why 4 out of 5 stars? Because it was fast paced. It was a little bit fast paced, and yes, you did get to know Joe, but you didn't, like, there wasn't really a lot of backstory as to him. I would have liked a little bit more of a backstory, even if it was a chapter of why he was this way, like what caused him to become the way he is with, I guess, people and things. Like, why is he damaged goods? What caused him to be damaged goods? At least that's how I'm looking at him. He's damaged goods that needs a hug. And maybe some therapy. But maybe we'll see that in the second book. So, anyway, again, if you haven't read it, read it. Great book, great story. I found a new author, Kepnes. I've never heard of her before, and I'm glad I actually found her. I would love to read more from her. So anyway, go check it out. Hope you guys liked my review. I'm sorry it's a bit weird, not weird, but a little bit, it's not so put together, but it's my first review, so they will get better in time. And I look a hot mess, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, guys, enjoy your day. Hope you liked my review. If you have any questions, just let me know. I will leave a link to my written blog below. I will also leave the website for the publisher, and also for yeah, for the publisher, if you want to check the book out. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, leave them below. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. It's okay. Just don't be too negative in comments if you leave one. Thanks, and have a great day.